So Ramon Singley here with Ernest, Greene, and we're here on behalf of Fault Magazine, and we're talking about Washed Out, the scene that's happening with this chill wave and everything else that's going on. So Ernest, thank you for
sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where did the term washed out come from? How did you come up with that?
I was taking a lot of photographs like 3 or 4 years ago when the Washed Out thing started, and I've been doing music before that for like 10 years, just as a hobby, like something I would do in between work and class or whatever. And so I got some songs together, we're going to put them online, and Washed Out was one of these phrases that just popped up. So I wish I had a better story than that.
That's okay.
But it was quite simple, and I think on some level it kind of had some connections to like the sound, the aesthetic, you know, it was very lo-fi and degraded in some ways, and so the Washed Out thing kind of worked.
On your first EP, your first couple of EPs, and you did a lot of sampling.
The first kind of stuff that I did, original stuff, was like more kind of hip-hop influenced. You know, after a few years of doing that, you know, I figured out the cliches of that style of working, and so the idea was to use that style of like production, but try to do some new things with it. Washed Out has always kind of come from this like sample-based place, so you know, when I mentioned hip-hop production, it's like, you know, grabbing a bunch of sounds from old records and then recontextualizing them into something new. And I think what set what I was doing apart from, you know, your average hip-hop producer was I was sampling much weirder stuff to begin with, you know, weirder kind of synth textures, more psychedelic textures, and then, you know, putting it in a more kind of dance music context or somewhere in between dance and hip-hop and indie rock. That was definitely kind of the goal, I guess.
Your lyrics are very intricate, I must say.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of your writing.
Oh, cool.
So, your writing style, where does that come from?
I think the earlier stuff was a lot more kind of stream of consciousness kind of writing, like the melodies tend to sort of just happen along the way as I'm working on the music side, and so I'm always trying to like record them as quick as I can so I won't forget, and normally I'll just kind of completely like off the top of my head like make up lyrics as I go, and so a lot of the earlier songs were built from that initial take. Like I might pull a few ideas or words that just naturally happen, and then kind of build a song around that.
That record's soft.
Yep.
What were you trying to convey in that song?
I mean, the songs, just like most Washed Out songs, it starts with like a musical idea, and so I'm a huge fan of ambient music, which is normally these long, flowing, kind of droning pieces of music that will just go on and on for like 10 or 15 minutes, you know. And again, it's all about the moods that kind of brings out in the listener.
I looked it up in the dictionary, and it's a reflection. It's something that you may have experienced in your life. Perhaps early on, it stuck with you for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So, is there any symmetry between some of your early childhood with the title of the new album?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Like for me, it sort of represented some sort of alternate reality that kind of only exists in your mind. Maybe like a daydream, if you will. So, for me, that brought back a lot of memories of like stories like Alice in Wonderland, or like the Wizard of Oz stories, and just having like this fantastical element in place like brings a lot of like whimsy, and that was some like ideas that I'd never really worked with before, and I was really interested in using a lot of kind of rare instruments and just stranger, more psychedelic textures, and So all of that really made sense, again, in this like fantastical kind of whimsical way.
Sure.
So, you know, being like a creative person and a musician, it's like I'm still able to kind of somewhat do that in my normal working life, you know, which I think is really strange, but it's also really fun too, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Ernest, I must say it's been a pleasure. I follow your music big time, and it does something for me. I graduated from hip hop. I still listen to it, but I've gone into this indie world, and I'm getting lost in it.
That's great.
It's awesome. So thank you for spending some time with me, my cameraman Tony, and with Fault Magazine, which is based in London. And this will be up soon. And best of luck tonight on your performance here at Terminal 5 in New York City.
Yeah, man.
And rock on.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, thanks a lot. Okay, cheers. Cheers.